Yo guys, I've got a spark which I'm going to use to ignite the fire for a brand new episode of the Skylanders Supercharged series here on the channel. Now we're kicking off this episode with my face in full view because the first thing I want to address is that very October schedule that I presented you with in the debut of this series. So this is the schedule that I showcased in that first episode of Skylanders Supercharged, and then this is what the schedule turned out to be in reality. Yep, it would seem as though following through of those plans was a much more difficult challenge than I possibly could have ever comprehended, because work wound up being far busier than I originally anticipated. I have started a new job that demands 12-hour shifts from me, anywhere between 3 to 4 days a week, and because there's night shifts thrown into the mix there as well, it has thrown off my sleeping pattern a lot. So most of the time, when I have days off work, I'm spending that time to relax and recover from the 12 hours I was in work for a couple of days beforehand. I never could have anticipated work getting this busy and it creating that much of a difficulty for me to record YouTube videos. Yet here we are. It would appear as though October was just a highly ambitious month. And so from this moment forward, I'm not really going to schedule anything, I'm not going to plan too much ahead, and I'm definitely not going to be promising anything, because then all that's going to result in is pressure on my behalf, pressure to bring out these things that I've promised you, and then when pressure is involved with videos, they're not going to turn out as good, because I feel as though that it's a job and a necessity rather than what it actually is, which is a hobby. I enjoy these videos, I'm very passionate about these videos, and I want that to stick, which means uploading these videos when I can, and because I want to, not because it feels like a necessity. So that being said, we're going to move on from all the bad news and talk about something great which has happened, and that's the fact that I have found the golden hot streak. You won't believe this, but I found it exactly where I left it. This plastic toy you see before you, turns out it can't grow legs and walk around my bedroom. It was exactly where I left it, so why I didn't just look there in the first place is beyond me. I suppose it's something I couldn't comprehend, much like how work is so much more busier than I ever could have comprehended. So that being said, let's place Hot Streak, the golden version, onto the portal, because everyone knows that with it being gold, that automatically makes it 10 times better. And then as for our Skylander, who's going to be placed with portal power, at the end of the previous episode we upgraded to Knockout Terrafin, so he is the one who's going to be placed alongside golden hot streak. Now I must admit, I attempted recording this video just now, but I didn't like how it turned out, so I decided to restart everything, which is why this 20th chapter is going to be a little lackluster, because we don't have for cutscenes to play through for a second time. We just need to speak with Flynn and get straight to Battle Royale Island, which will usher in the dawn of yet another brand new chapter. But Battle Royale Island is a level with a little trick where you can speak with a certain NPC and switch the current element of the area to any element you want. So when we're granted the chance to upgrade to Eon's Elite Terrafin, rather than placing Elite Terrafin onto the portal, we're going to place onto the portal whichever Skylander we want, and then just automatically change the element of the area to the same element corresponding to that Skylander by talking to that very same NPC I've been alluding to. Cast a Deadly Spell Slammer. That means that Elite Terrafin has now been the character that we get to upgrade to, but rather than placing him onto the portal power, instead we're going to replace a Double Dare Trick Happy. Because unlike half of our cast, he has not been reset yet, so he's going to be an absolute badass in this arena where all what matters is your level of combat expertise. And then on top of that, when he ushers in the dawn of a brand new chapter, we get to add to the bank score, and we want that bank score to be as high accumulative as possible. It's going to be really beneficial when we get to the end of the series, and we'll probably lose most of our cast to the darkness, so having that bank score means that we can upgrade whatever gets defeated in battle back to its former glory, as the Decepticons put it. Yeah, they will be back to their former glory once we use the bank score to upgrade all of the characters that we lose to the darkness fight. So a high bank score, the better, and the bank score can even be used to save Skylanders by upgrading them if they are about to be defeated in battle. So yes, the bank score definitely has some great strategic value to it, so we want to build that up as much as possible. We're going to open this chest up now because it's glorious. I mean, look at that fella right now. A Buzzwing hat, I mean, we're not going to wear it, but it's a pretty cool hat all the same. I like the fact that all of the new hats in this game are hats based on the vehicles that obviously we can acquire. So there's the Buzzwing hat, there's the Stealth Stinger cap, so on and so forth. They're just for life vehicles. Life vehicles of which we're not even going to be using because we are ignoring all of the Sky and Sea sections throughout the entirety of the game. We are only focused on the land vehicle sections. And as I said earlier, this is a purely combat arena-based level, so there isn't even any vehicle sections to worry about here. So we have ourselves a potion to wake up a fella and get going with this arena already. This is definitely going to be a shorter episode. But the fact that even this shorter episode I couldn't record until now, this has been a couple of days delayed. So that is my case in point as to just how busy I am. The proof is literally the fact that even a shorter episode such as this was not able to be released until Thursday. So let's go ahead and prove ourselves, shall we? Yeah, it's a shame I wasn't able to keep up with the October schedule, which is why from now on we're not going to be scheduling anything. And here we are, we have the return of the mighty Baron Von Shellshock! I'll tell you what, if yelling down a mic for 20 minutes straight doesn't prove my passion for this franchise, I don't know what does. Everyone knows that being passionate about something just means yelling about it at the top of one's lungs. There's no other way to show passion. Anyone who says so otherwise is wrong. That's how things work. I don't make up the rules. I just reinforce them. Now let's stop getting hit by stuff. I don't want to lose Double Edge Gappy because then he goes all the way back to the Series 1 version. Oh boy, watch out for Shockwave. Shockwave no good. Unless it's a Decepticon, which we did reference earlier. We referenced the Decepticons earlier. Because their motivation throughout the Cybertron games is to, quote-unquote, return Cybertron to its former glory, because they see Autobots as inferior beings who are below them. You know, it's an interesting motivation for Decepticons, but at the end of the day, the Decepticons are cool, okay? Their personalities are all very distinctive, and their designs are much more memorable than that of the Autobots. I mean, Soundwave and Shockwave in particular are two incredibly memorable and intimidating Decepticons. The important part is intimidating because they are the villains, so they need to really live up to that name of antagonist. And boy, do the Waves nail it. Soundwave and Shockwave are my two favourite Decepticons, in case that isn't clear enough already. Now you guys really need to go down, but unfortunately they're a bit too busy being cowards not fighting me right now. I can't blame them though, I would be scared by my Double Edge Gappy also. I mean, look at this fella right here. A small gremlin fella with a runic helmet and two guns that are literally on fire! Yeah, I wouldn't want to fight that guy neither. Get him! Get him! Okay, watch out for the fire, or you know, alternatively we could just get hit by it. I suppose that's also a possibility. Why avoid it when instead we can just take it to the face like a champ? Luckily it's not going to matter much because we're going to get a shit ton of food right now. So much so in fact that I'm going to swear about it. I mean, it wouldn't be an Igknight 5 video without some sort of swearing in one form or another. If only making up excuses and telling you that my life was busy was a form of swearing, because that would double my swearing output in all these videos. Because it seems as though every other video is either me swearing or me talking about how busy my life is. I need to find a new discussion topic. Let's shoot some sheep. There you go, that's a new discussion topic. Talking about how not satisfying it is to shoot these sheep right now. I actually feel sorry for these fellas. They are abusing Skylanders in many different fashions. There was a story scroll back in First Adventure literally dedicated to how the citizens of Skylanders abuse their sheep. It is heartbreaking. No wonder why they rose up and destroyed our... Well, no, they didn't destroy our Skylanders. They absolutely annihilated them in Dragon Temple. No wonder why they were so desperate for their revenge, for the way they were treated. And their evilness, their true evilness inside. Hugo warned us. We didn't listen. Dragon Temple is basically 5 years of karma, and I hate it. I hate it so much for sheep enemies. They are unbearable in Imaginators. I did not know that that secondary ability did that. Well, so much about having food to spare. So I have a new plan. Rather than relying on food, how about I just don't get hit? What? What an insane plan! Never would anyone else ever have come up with that kind of idea. Wow, you'll never see that kind of strategy anywhere else, I'm telling you. My strategy, don't die, unheard of. Okay, get 'em! Yeah, take my fire to the face. If I have guns that are on fire, I'm gonna take advantage. of the fire guns. It would be unnatural not to now, right? Okay, here comes the big fella, the bristle stash fella. Boom! Ow. Yeah, once again, alternatively, rather than listening to my advice and not getting hit, I could just get hit instead. Die, 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 die. I'm literally mashing as fast as one can mash. So, this, unless I am a computer, which I am not, it is physically impossible to smash harder than this right now. Okay, let's let him swing and leave himself vulnerable like the fool that he is. Then we're going to take out his little friend. How the ball and chains have changed. How they've changed. Man, they've ruined him. Ruined him, I tell you. Okay, watch out. There you go. I like how they've ruined Shameless US by going past the 7th season. Yes, I have been watching Shameless US as of recent. I probably should have started with the UK version, as that did come first. And being a British man, I do tend to like British things, so watching British Shameless would have made a lot more sense for me, but I decided instead to start with the US version. I just finished the 7th season, and the 7th season finale feels like a full season finale. If they played their cards right, then that season 7 finale could have been the ending to the entire show, and it would have been really satisfying. It would have been a really good, emotional, heartfelt ending. But there's 4 more seasons for me to get through, and I have no idea whether the show's going to get worse or better, whether those 4 seasons were worth making or not. I'm sure I'll find out. Maybe not report on it, I'm not sure yet, we'll see. But now you all know that I am a dirty, rotten, shameless watcher. And you know what? Totally shameless activity to get into as well. No, it is part of the name after all, it being shameless and all that. Now let's finish him. He literally asked for it. He asked for me to finish him. So we're going to do this man a favour and we're going to do as he asked. You know, he wants murder committed against him. Let's do it. Let's commit murder. It's okay if a person asks for murder, you see. I'm joking, of course, that is not at all okay. They do say that, don't they? Very common saying that. People love to cheat. Then again, cheating and getting away with it is a little bit more fun than winning legitimately. Hell, cheating and losing but getting away with it is still more satisfying than cheating and winning. Ow, ow, ow! There's just something satisfying about doing something that you definitely should not be doing. Again, I should not really be encouraging this. I do not encourage this. I do not condone these activities. And yes, I'm 100% saying that just to cover my own ass. Speaking of covering my own ass, I should really stop letting it get hit by fireballs. There are fireballs on the screen. Okay, not anymore, there's not. Never mind, never mind. There's a life spellpunk and a fire spellpunk, aka my least favourite combination in the history of least favourite combinations, which is a long and rich history, so that is really saying something. But luckily, the food in this game is really fucking good, really nutritious, for no good reason whatsoever. I mean, look at this taco right here. Tacos in real life do not give you that much nutritional value.
Enough of this.
I love how he says he'll finish us in front of everyone when we are the ones who are actually winning. Like, dude, you're losing. Plus, it wasn't really much of a cheat, just swapping up location on us. All it did was take us a moment to adjust, and then, you know, we just kept with our usual badassery. I really, really wanted to burp right there, but, you know, it's one of those moments where you wanted to do it, but you just couldn't bring yourself to doing it. A bit like when you know you really want to sneeze, but you just don't sneeze, and you just have that feeling in your face the entire time. That feeling of absolute pure discomfort. Like, geez, buddy, if you're gonna sneeze, just do it already. Get it over with. I don't care if you sneeze, just do it. In the words of a mighty Shia LaBeouf, just do it! Okay, ow, ow. Okay, let's just absorb everything into our very being with a mic to that secondary ability, why not? Boom! Fireworks for the win! Also cannon for the win, because cannon is fun, even though it's exactly the same as Turbocharged Donkey Kong, who also has cannon. I don't know why cannons were a sudden theme in the Skylanders Superchargers, but here we are, with multiple characters having cannon weapons. Okay, let's get them. There you go. I am starting to realise, the more and more I use it, just how garbage this cannon attack is. And yet here I am continuing to use it anyway. What is wrong with me? It is a garbage attack because it leaves you vulnerable for so long afterwards. Like, seriously, those cooldown frames and for length, just the amount of invulnerability this attack leaves you with. Like, look at that, I never would have took that hit usually. I only took that hit because of the stupid cooldown on this attack. And yet here I am, still proceeding to use it. I am not one for heeding my own advice. Perhaps I should heed my own advice, the best advice I could give, which is not listen to my own advice. That seems to be the only advice I'm good at following, to not listen to my own advice. Okay, let's get him! Let's get him some more. Okay, I forget how long he can charge this for, but apparently it seems to deal more or less the exact same damage no matter how much I charge it up for. Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him! Smash, 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 smash! Okay, here we go. Nightmare mode in this game is a fucking joke and I'm about to prove it! Just I don't die. I don't die, but boy was I close and I would have ate my words. Not that it would have even mattered if Double Dare Trigger Happy's help was reduced to 0, because that's what we have the Safe above his name for. The Safe is actually an extra life. So you see, I was just taunting death. I was bringing death this close to Trigger Happy, only to take him away. Don't mess around with death, folks. He is a bit of a badass, especially if we're talking about the Puss in Boots iteration, because Puss in Boots' Last Wish is an awesome movie, which is really kept together with an awesome presence. That presence being death in and of itself. They personified death in that film, and it was spectacular. Anyway, speaking of things that are spectacular, we're going to press first button video game, the skip button, cut this episode short a little bit early, but we did have a couple of real life updates to talk through, which basically meant me telling all of you how busy I've been. A bit like every other life update I've ever done on this channel. But yeah, YouTube is a passion and a hobby, not something that yet I can take on as kind of like a full lifetime support based thing. I don't earn enough revenue for this to be a full-time job, which is why I have an actual full-time job in place of YouTube. That's what gets the bills paid, not the YouTube money. I don't really do this for the YouTube money. You should never really start a YouTube channel for money. You should do it purely out for passion you feel towards something, for the sake of self-expressionism, because the people who do YouTube purely for money, you can see the lack of passion in their faces, man. You can see just how bored they are having a camera shoved in their face, but it is also a massive confidence boost. At the end of the day, YouTube is a really good boost for one's mental health, so long as you remember the first rule of the internet: never read the comment section. And that's what I'm going to do in this video. Your comments, I'm going to completely ignore them, because that's exactly the kind of thing I do. I'm joking, of course. I try to respond to as many comments as I like. So if you have thoughts of your own, leave them in the comment section below. I look forward to reading what you have to say. But that being said and done, this episode is going to come to an end. In the next episode, we aren't going to have a new character to have to worry about, because Double Dare Trigger Happy here is already at the top of his chain. We've already added one to our banked score. So our bank score is that little bit higher as a result of this episode. But now we're going to roll the outro without further ado, because I have rambled on for long enough. I cannot, in good conscience, end off this video without first thanking all of my incredible channel members whose continued support help make these videos possible. Without them, these videos would be near impossible to make, so from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate every last one of them. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, there are plenty of options on screen now to explore, and please consider subscribing to keep up to date with all my content. On that note, this video is coming to an end, so thank you so much as always for watching. Until the next video arises, peace!